Stop. Don't scroll past this. Listen carefully, because this moment is not random, and you already feel that. Something inside you paused before your finger could move again, and that is not coincidence. That is alignment. This message is for you, specifically you, the one who hath been sensing a shift you cannot explain. You have felt it in quiet moments, in the way your spirit hesitates, in the way your thoughts have started asking questions you never used to ask. You tried to ignore it. You told yourself it was nothing. But I am telling you now, pay attention. There is a reason you are hearing this at this exact time. There is a reason your heart feels slightly uneasy, even if everything around you looks normal. You are not imagining it. You have been walking forward, thinking you are in control, thinking you have more time, thinking you can figure things out later. But something has already begun to move, something just outside your awareness, and you are being called to notice before it is too late. This is not meant to scare you, but you cannot afford to stay distracted. This is for the one who had been brushing off subtle warnings. This is for the one who felt that quiet nudge and chose comfort instead. This is for the one who said, "I'll deal with it later," not realizing that later is not promised in the way you think. I see what you cannot yet see clearly. I hear what you have been trying to silence within yourself. That tension you feel, that slight pull in your spirit. It is not weakness. It is not anxiety without purpose. It is awareness trying to break through your distractions. And right now, you are standing at a point where one decision, one moment of attention or neglect, begins to shape what comes next in ways you do not yet understand. You think this is just another day, another video, another passing message. But it is not. You were meant to stop here. You were meant to hear this warning before something unfolds. And if you listen, truly listen, you will begin to understand why this feeling has been growing inside you. I am not revealing everything yet because you need to stay with this. You need to feel the weight of this moment. You need to recognize that you are being spoken to directly, not generally, not randomly, but intentionally. So stay. Do not click away. Not yet. Because what you are about to understand could change the direction you are heading before you even realize how close you were to stepping into something you were never meant to face. You have been trying to keep everything together, haven't you? On the outside, you smile, you move forward, you tell yourself you are fine. But inside, there is a quiet exhaustion that no one else fully sees. Your mind has been running in circles, replaying conversations, second-guessing decisions, wondering if you missed something important. There have been nights where your body was still, but your thoughts refused to rest, where you stared into the darkness and felt a weight you could not explain. You told yourself it was just stress, just a phase, just something that would pass. But deep down, you knew it felt different this time. You have noticed small changes in your environment, in people, in situations that once felt safe or familiar. Something that used to bring you peace now feels slightly off. A conversation that once felt easy now carries tension beneath the surface. Even your own reactions have surprised you. You hesitate where you used to be certain. You question where you once trusted without thinking. And you keep asking yourself, why do I feel this way when nothing obvious has changed? That question has been echoing quietly within you, and you have been trying to silence it because you don't want to face what it might mean. There is also that internal struggle you have not spoken about. Part of you wants clarity, wants truth, wants to understand what is really happening. But another part of you resists it, because truth requires action. And action means stepping out of comfort, letting go of what feels familiar, possibly walking away from something or someone you have held on to for too long. So you stay in between. You feel the nudge, but you delay. You sense the shift, but you distract yourself. You tell yourself you will deal with it later, hoping the feeling will fade on its own. But it hasn't faded, has it? It has only grown stronger, more persistent, more difficult to ignore. That is because what you are feeling is not random emotion. It is not meaningless anxiety. It is a signal. It is your spirit trying to alert you before your mind catches up. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it becomes, the heavier it feels, until you can no longer pretend it is not there. You have even questioned yourself, wondering if you are overthinking, if you are imagining things, if you are being too sensitive. But listen carefully. You are not wrong for feeling this. You are not mistaken for noticing the shift. What you are experiencing is real, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. And that tension inside you, that push and pull between awareness and avoidance, is the very place where your next decision is waiting to be made. And now you need to understand something that you cannot afford to ignore any longer. What you have been feeling is not just a warning. It is a signal that something has already started to shift around you. This is not about if something happens. It is about the fact that movement has already begun, quietly, subtly, without announcing itself. While you were trying to make sense of your emotions, while you were telling yourself to stay calm and carry on, something in your path began to change direction. And if you continue to move without awareness, you risk stepping directly into what you were meant to avoid. This is why you feel urgency rising inside you without a clear explanation. This is why your peace has been interrupted in small but persistent ways. You are being alerted before the full picture becomes visible. But here is the danger. You can still choose to ignore it. You can still scroll away, distract yourself, go back to what feels comfortable and familiar. And if you do, you may not recognize the moment when the consequence appears, because it will seem like it came out of nowhere. But it didn't. You were warned. You were called to pay attention before it reached that point. There are patterns forming around you right now that you have not fully recognized. Conversations that carry hidden intentions. Opportunities that are not what they seem. Decisions that look harmless on the surface but carry weight beneath them. And the longer you delay your awareness, the easier it becomes for you to walk into something that was never designed for your peace. You keep thinking you have more time to figure it out, more chances to correct your direction. But what if this moment, right now, is the moment that determines whether you move toward protection or toward regret? Do not leave this message halfway. Do not tell yourself you will come back later. There is a reason the urgency is building as you listen. There is a reason your attention is being held here. Because what comes next is not just information. It is clarity that you need before your next step. If you walk away too soon, you will miss the very thing that could help you see what is hidden in plain sight. You are closer than you think to a decision that will either align you with safety or expose you to something unnecessary. And the weight of that truth is why this moment feels different. This is not pressure without purpose. This is not fear without direction. This is a call to stay alert, to stay present, to stay here long enough to understand what is really unfolding around you. Now listen closely, because this is where everything begins to make sense. What you have been calling fear is not fear. What you have been labeling as anxiety is not confusion. It is awareness. It is discernment awakening inside you, trying to guide you before you take a step that does not align with your purpose. The discomfort you have been resisting is not there to harm you. It is there to protect you. You were never meant to feel completely at ease in places, around people, or within decisions that carry hidden danger. That uneasiness is not your weakness. It is your signal. You have been asking, why now? Why do I feel this shift all of a sudden? And the answer is simple but powerful. You are being positioned. What once felt normal can no longer hold you because you have outgrown it. What once seemed right is now being revealed for what it truly is. And instead of seeing this as something going wrong, you need to understand that something is finally being made right. The delay, the confusion, the internal tension, it all had a purpose. It slowed you down just enough to notice what you would have otherwise rushed into. Think about it. If everything had continued smoothly, if nothing had disturbed your peace, you would have walked forward without questioning anything. You would have trusted situations that did not deserve your trust. You would have ignored signs that are now becoming clear. But you were not left unaware. You were not abandoned to figure it out too late. You were interrupted on purpose. And that interruption is your protection. This is where your identity begins to shift. You are not the person who ignores warning signs anymore. You are not the one who silences your inner voice just to maintain comfort. You are the one who sees beyond the surface. You are the one who pauses when something feels off. You are the one who chooses alignment over convenience, truth over illusion, clarity over denial. And as you begin to accept this, your path starts to change in ways you cannot yet fully see. Your future is not defined by what almost happened. It is defined by what you chose to recognize in time. The very thing that could have pulled you in the wrong direction is now the thing you are being guided away from. And when you start trusting this awareness, when you stop fighting what you feel and start listening to it, you will notice something powerful. Your steps become clearer. Your decisions become sharper. Your peace begins to return, not because everything around you changes instantly, but because you are no longer walking blindly. You were never meant to be caught off guard. You were meant to be aware, prepared, and guided. And now that you see this, you cannot go back to who you were before this moment. Now you understand why you were told to stop. Now you understand why this moment felt different from the beginning. What you sensed was real, and what you were about to walk into was not meant for you. That something bad was never sent to destroy you. It was something you were meant to avoid, something you were meant to see before it could take hold in your life. And you saw it, not with your eyes but with your spirit. That is who you are now. You are not blind to what is hidden. You are not careless with your steps. You are someone who listens, someone who discerns, someone who moves with awareness. So do this now. Acknowledge it. Declare it. Type, I am aware and protected, and let that be your confirmation that you received this message exactly when you were meant to. Because people like you don't ignore warnings. People like you don't turn away when truth finds them. You respond. You act. You align. And this is your moment to choose that fully. Remember how this started. You were told to stop because something was not right. And now you know, it was never about fear. It was about direction. It was about being guided away before it was too late. Hold on to that. Walk with that. And do not go back to ignoring what your spirit is trying to show you. And as this awareness settles into you, hear this as well. This message is not just for you to keep. It is a light meant to reach others who are still walking in confusion. Every time you help this word travel, you are sowing seeds into unseen soil, and I will bring the harvest in ways you cannot measure. As it is written in Luke 6:38, give, and it will be given to you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. This is not just a verse, it is a living promise being spoken over you now. When you choose to give, you are not losing. you are aligning yourself with overflow. Say it within you, Lord, I choose to be a vessel for your message. And as you feel that stirring, act on it without hesitation. If this message reached you at the right time, then let your response become part of someone else's rescue. You will find the support link in the description and through the PayPal option or the QR code on your screen. This is your moment to turn awareness into action. Do not delay what you feel led to do. Those who move when called unlock doors that others never see. I see your obedience, and I bless it. What you release will return to you multiplied, not just in provision, but in peace, clarity, and protection. Step into this moment fully. Give as you are led, and watch how what flows through you begins to transform what flows back into your life.